Welcome to a twin unboxing. They're not really, well, they're sort of twins. They're like fraternal twins or paternal twins. I think they both mean the same thing, where they're non-identical twins. So these are two similar products from InWin from their Commander 2 series of power supplies. So this is in line with a theme that we've seen quite a bit over the last little while in the tech industry, and that is with boards like the Sabertooth from ASUS, with cases like the, okay, I can't remember for the life of me, but this military themed thing that's going on has now got a power supply to match. So these are available in a variety of capacities. The two that we have here today are the 850 watt and the 1200 watt. They're modular cables, Japanese industrial grade capacitors, and strict voltage regulation, which is plus or minus 5%. Although most high-end power supplies these days have voltage regulation that is well under plus or minus 5%. However, I mean, I'm sure they're just saying sort of in general, within spec. 80 plus bronze certification, NVIDIA SLI certification, 5-year warranties included with both of these. And let's go ahead and flip them over. They give us an outline of the cables, they give us an outline of the fans. So it has a silent frozen flow fan, interesting. Dual primary Japanese capacitors, DC to DC design. The DC to DC design is actually very interesting because what that means is you can provide almost the entire output wattage of the power supply on the 12 volt rail. So this one can do, that's, yeah, maximum, okay, that one's a little bit less than what I'm normally accustomed to seeing for a DC to DC design. And the 1200 watt is capable of doing over 1000 watts, over 9000 from the 12 volt rails. They have 4 12 volt rails each, maxing out at 40 amps for the 1200 watt and 34 amps for the 850 watt. They support active power factor correction. Okay, silent 13 point, I think they mean 135 millimeter fan, 13.5 centimeter. I think is more common in Europe than it is in North America, where we refer to them all in millimeters. Here are your protections, including over voltage, over current, under voltage. I can't remember what they all stand for, but they're good. You want them. Let's come up here. Supports NVIDIA SLI and Quad SLI and all multi-core GPU technologies. That's kind of cool because let's see how many connectors the 850 watt has. High efficiency voltage transfer design technology, double forward circuit design, high efficiency up to 85%. Yeah, it's 80 plus bronze. 8 6 plus 2-pin PCIe connectors. That is awesome. Especially, and this is something honest. Okay, here, bit of a tangent here, guys, while I open this up. This bugs me about almost every power supply out there is they have all this wattage. Components are getting more efficient, not less efficient, every day, whether it's CPUs or graphics cards or whatever else. It's all getting more efficient these days. So we see these, 1000 watt power supplies that for whatever reason only come with 4 PCIe connectors. Why? They're capable of running 3 GPUs just fine. So InWin has gone ahead and included as many PCIe connectors as you could want, even on their 850 watt model. So I applaud them for that. That is a smart move because as components continue to deliver more performance per watt and to focus on that and emphasize it, I think we're going to see lesser power supplies capable of powering a greater number of components with ease. So let's go ahead and open up this. So they both come with beefy power cords. They both come with some, pre-attached cables, which some people mind. I personally don't, as long as it's sensible. I had one modular power supply that had 2 8-pin and a 4-pin pre-attached. So unless you're running and this is an 850 watt power supply, so that's inappropriate on the other end of the spectrum. Because I'm looking at it going, who has an 850 watt consumer grade power supply running their server board? Not very many people. I mean, hey, if you're doing it, go ahead, leave a comment on the video, let me know. I have an 850 watt consumer grade power supply running my server motherboard with dual CPUs, and I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. By the way, get a new power supply. Okay, moving on here, guys. Here is, which one is this? I can't even keep track. They both, oh, these look cool, actually. Check this out. So the branding on them is very military grade, and it actually reminds me of something that NVIDIA sent me once. So this is again, the whole military theme that the whole industry likes. This whole sprayed on letters thing. So you got your 1200 watt, your 850 watt, you've got all of your sort of key talking points supporting PCIe, modular, 13.5, okay, efficiency, SLI, and all of that good stuff. So anyway, there. Showed off my NVIDIA military box for the last time here. Okay, here's the connectors we have with the 1200 watt. So we got our 24 pin, 20 plus 4. So if you are really still running a 20 pin motherboard, then good for you, and I guess you can continue to do that. We have an 8 pin pre-attached, and then we have we have an 8 pin and a 4 plus 4 pin attached. With a 1200 watt power supply, I don't mind that as much because you're far more likely to have like dual 8 pins on something like that motherboard, for example. X79A UD7 from Gigabyte. You've also got two 6 plus 2 pin PCIe connectors pre-attached. Again, 1200 watt power supply if you're not running SLI or Crossfire with two high-end cards. Don't have a 1200 watt power supply because remember guys, the most efficient point for a power supply is in that sort of 40 to 60% load range. So if you're running at like 20% load when your system's like chugging along, doing as much as it can, then you're not actually getting the best efficiency out of it. Here we go, we have another modular PCIe cable, and what's cool about this, hey, check this out, is they've got one more here, and actually another 2 more here. So yeah, so there you go, up to 8 PCIe 6 plus 2 pin connectors are built into this power supply. That means you can run up to quad GPUs without any difficulty. Very, very cool stuff. Okay, moving along, we've got a 4 Molex, another 4 Molex. These are actually using fairly high quality sleeving. Check that out, guys. Those are full colored cables in there, but you're having a pretty hard time seeing through them. These look really nice, and then they haven't cheaped out on the heat shrink. You see that from time to time where they use like little tiny heat shrink things because, I don't know, heat shrink's expensive, I guess. So no, those look really good. And then you've also got 2 4x SATA connectors. So that's not quite as many peripheral cable harnesses as I would have liked to normally see, but it's probably as many as most people will use. Not everyone is running 8 SSDs in their machine, plus needing an additional cable to run up to their optical drives. So the 850 watt power supply is exactly the same. It's just 850 watts. Yeah, I love that. Love that, because who knows, you might need 4 mid-range GPUs. Maybe you're running a folding farm. Maybe you just want a power supply that has lots of PCIe connectors. In terms of modular connections, here they are. So there's your 2 PCIe, there's your SATA / peripheral power, and I think that pretty much wraps it up. Let's take a closer look at the unit's overall aesthetics. So we've got our honeycomb mesh at the back, your on-off switch, power plug, got your sweet, like, cool looking, like, branding thingamajig. This is the second in the Commander series. There was the original Commander, now there's Commander 2, who, like, outranks Commander 1 and, like, can order him around and stuff. There's that, which you've probably already kind of seen. This is that patented modular power supply thing that Ultra has. So they make you put this like gaudy sticker on your power supply if you properly license the technology. And then there is the 135mm fan on the bottom. So thank you for checking out my unboxing and first look at the InWin Commander 2 series of power supplies. And don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos.